What's up, y'all? This is Anthony, aka Sir Kibble2. This is Titanfall. I got a perfect in this match, and I wanted to show it off. Now, if you're a really good player at Titanfall, you're not really going to get anything out of this, and it's probably not going to be much of a highlight reel to you. But if you're not good, this is something you want to watch. I would consider myself an average player, but I got a perfect in a match. So if I can do it, you can do it too. And I just want to show you guys some things to think about when you're playing the game. Now, the burn cards. I set this up for my Titan. Now, I actually expected to die in this match. So, I used Decisive Action, which takes 40 seconds off. Supercharger, which automatically gives you your core ability when your Titan spawns. And Massive Payload, which gives the nuclear strike, whether or not you have that ability on. So, I was expecting to die. Now, in the beginning of this match, this was the first time I ever used this card selection, so I didn't actually use Decisive Action first, and I ended up not using a Titan at all until much later in the match. Now, my focus at this beginning of the match was figuring out where all the pilots converge, because if I figured that out, I would figure that's where I would get most of my kills, because remember, the idea is to score. But as I've learned in old school Halo, dying is not a good thing. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if people start coming up the rooftops and whatnot, because again, I was really trying to figure out where people like to converge. So I'm not seeing anyone here, but I'm beginning to hear some gunshots. So I just try to go over there where they are. Now I'm seeing and hearing some stuff. Nobody's there. So I look down here and I see a guy in the window. So I don't get the shot on him, but I do throw that. And then I get that hit marker. And at that point I know the guy's going to run, and he does. I get the first strike of the match. Now here I see all these grunts. Perfect thing to do was throw the grenade, but apparently it fell off on the stairs. Now here's a mistake I did. I went to the ground. I should have stayed up on the rooftops. Now you might say, well, you could have got shot from another rooftop. Probably so, but more people tend to stay on the ground in the game, so I think it's a little riskier to be on the ground and painting myself on the map that way. Alright, sorry, got a little frog in my voice. Alright. So now I'm looking to flank. That's typically my style. I'm not a run and gun person. I'm very tactical. I didn't get any kills there, which was pretty sad, so reload under this car. And so I wait to see if he comes out, and he doesn't. So I figure he ran the other way, so I go the other way. I'm all about trying to predict the enemy's movements, because I'm one to rely on my teammates. I'm very team-oriented. Alright, so here's an interesting occurrence. Now, if you're not so great at this game, you might not think of this quickly, but when I saw this guy and I started reloading, I knew he was going to start shooting at me like that. So what did I do? I bounced off the wall and kind of throw off his aim a little bit. Those are kind of things you want to think about when you're coming up against people. Know what they're gonna do. I saw this guy getting shot from somewhere, I don't know where. So I was just kind of like, okay. Now I'm wasting a lot of ammo right now, because you get 9 magazines, and I don't know what that guy did. You get 9 magazines, 40 bullets per. If you don't use all the bullets, you're throwing away bullets. So I had 18 shots left, 40 now, 3 magazines left. I have reloaded quite a bit already. So now I'm looking to kind of flank around instead of going straight through the streets and to the rooftops. I want to catch people off guard. This is my playstyle. Now this might not be your playstyle, and that's totally fine, but I'd highly recommend, if you don't want to give the other team points, don't just run in the middle of the street. Find another route to go. Do something else. Alright, so I see somebody down there a little bit. Wait until he gets to the rooftop. Kind of burst fired it at first and then kind of just let it go from there. Notice I'm also cloaking a lot, which you probably already do as well. But something else I need to do is stop cloaking until I feel like I'm a little more closer to the battle. What I end up doing is cloaking well outside the range. I actually tried to throw a grenade there. Throw well outside the range, and then by the time I get to another battle, my cloak has run out, and now I'm way easier to target instead of just a teeny bit harder. Now I'm waiting for people to come through here because I figure he's got help, but this team isn't working well together, as you can tell by the score, so I was kind of anticipating nothing at that point. So again, here I am trying to flank. I'm on the ground, but I am looking for a good place to hit the rooftops because I didn't want to just go on any rooftop and expose myself too early. Again, I mess up my cloak right here. I did it way too early because nobody was around, so it was pretty useless. So I'm not seeing anything on the radar, which is kind of like, at this point, I don't know where to go because I'm not seeing anything on the radar. Where do I focus? As I've learned, if I'm not finding people on the radar, kind of follow where people are shooting or go to the biggest choke point on the map, which is where I'm going right now, and voila, there someone is. I wanted to snap his neck, but I didn't want to know if he was going to get away from me or not. So you see I have 1 magazine left, 40 shots, and I haven't spawned my Titan yet, mostly because I was still waiting to die so I could use my other burn cards. At this point, this was just awful shooting. I shouldn't have held the trigger for that long at all. He'd get some shots on me. I thought I was going to die right there, but my teammates were there. Now you see I got 28 shots left. No magazines left. This is it. Nothing left. And I don't realize this at the time. So try to stay out of that Titan sight. So I go to shoot that guy, and I realize, I got nothing left. Terrible shot. So I spawn my Titan so I can get some more ammo back. And I pretty much spend the rest of the match in the Titan. Now, I didn't realize that was a teammate, so I didn't see the blue name of the pilot going in there. So now you might say, why are you using the triple threat? I just started using it probably a few matches before this, but I really like the weapon. It's a fun weapon to use. It throws people off guard because, especially for the faster Titans, the faster Titan players who like to dash a lot, you can kind of throw these grenades everywhere, and it's just kind of like, So it's especially good for the Strider Titans, I find. So I find this guy again because I was looking for him. And I finally get him with that shot right there. There we go. Now the match isn't over yet. It's still a chance, but I mean, this wasn't the best team on the planet. I will say that straight up. I probably had one moment where I was really threatened. But I really think it's all about positioning and just playing with good teammates. Sometimes you get a bad lobby and you won't be able to get a perfect, and you know, it is what it is. You might die a lot. That's fine. Enjoy the game. Play the way you play. Just be smart about where you go. Now this guy gets on top, so I know he's going to want to get up to the drop zone. So I let him up there. I did that with another pilot also. And that's the thing. You have to be aware about what pilots are doing. Because if a pilot gets on you, more than likely he wants to get somewhere faster. So that's the match. 7-0, third place, 16 minion kills, no Titan kills because I only spent a few minutes in the Titan. So, that is that match. I hope that was somewhat useful. I've gotten a few more perfects since. So, yeah, hopefully that was helpful to someone out there. Again, if you're not so great at the game, don't worry about it. Find your style, be smart about where you go, and your aim will come over time. I don't have the greatest aim on the planet, but it will come over time. Don't worry about it. Alright, so my name is Anthony, aka SirKibble2. You can watch me play on Twitch at the same name, SirKibble2. And appreciate y'all watching. Thanks. Later.